What if I told you the US isn't just preparing for a war with China or Russia, but for a world where we are no longer the apex predator? In the last year, we've seen a desperate scramble for land and resources that doesn't make sense on paper. The sudden push for Greenland, the intervention in Venezuela, and the launch of Project Vault, a massive 12 billion stockpile of rare earth minerals. But here's the kicker. While the news calls it economic security, the 2026 Defense Act just forced the Pentagon to brief Congress on UAP intercepts dating back 20 years, specifically objects that show Transmedium capabilities, moving from space to the ocean in seconds. And now we are building the Golden Dome, a $175 billion space-based shield. They say it's for missiles, but look at the tech. It's designed to track things moving at speeds no human pilot can survive. Is the US trying to own the Arctic and the oil just to fuel a reverse engineering race we are losing? We are not just watching a shift in borders. We are watching the construction of Fortress America. The question is, are we building a dome to keep enemies out, or because we've realized the sky is no longer ours? Congress has ordered the Domain Anomaly Resolutions Office, otherwise known as AARO, to brief them on UAP intercepts conducted by Northcom and NORAD dating back to January 1st, 2004. This isn't just about balloons. The law specifically targets transmedium objects, which are defined as craft that can operate in space, air, and underwater interchangeably. Why the sudden urgency to catalog every intercept for the last 20 years? Is the military realizing that the Golden Dome needs to account for objects that don't follow the laws of physics? On February 2nd, 2026, the administration officially launched Project Vault, a 12 billion strategic stockpile. The official story is that it's to de-risk from China and protect the civilian EV or tech industry. The stockpile focuses heavily on gallium, neodymium, and dysprosium. These are the specific elements used in high-performance superconductors and metamaterials. The logic is if you're trying to build propulsion-less craft or advanced energy shield, quote-unquote the Golden Dome, you would need an infinite, unshakable supply of these specific materials. You wouldn't just buy some. You'd try to corner the entire global market, exactly what the US is doing by eyeing Greenland and the Venezuelan belt. The Golden Dome, authorized under Executive Order 14186, it fuses space-based infrared systems, otherwise known as SBIRS, with long-range discrimination radar, otherwise known as LRDR. This matters because traditional defense looks out at a horizon. The Golden Dome looks up and down. It's a 360-degree sensor mesh designed to detect anomalous performance envelope. It's a military speak for things moving too fast or too weirdly to be human. Look at the map. If you own the Arctic, Greenland, the Caribbean, Venezuela, and you wrap the continent in a golden dome of space-based sensors, you are not just a country anymore. You are a self-contained biological and technological lifeboat. The US isn't preparing for a trade war with China. They are preparing to stay operational if the rest of the world or the rest of the domain becomes a no-go zone. China is an economic powerhouse, but they are not built for transoceanic war with the US. Their focus is on the first island chain, near their own coast. They want our market, not our radioactive ruins. So why build $1 trillion missile dome to stop a country that's busy trying to trade with us? So if our two biggest rivals are not planning to invade, why the sudden desperate pivot to Fortress America? Why buy Greenland? Why secure the Venezuelan oil belt? And why build a golden dome that covers us from the top down? When the official enemy doesn't fit the defense, you have to look up at who else is in the sky. If the threat was China or Russia, we'd be focusing on the Pacific and Europe. We are doing the opposite. We are circling the wagons at home. Russia and China is a flimsy cover for a much larger stranger project. It forces one to ask, if it's not them, then who is it?